Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took one trade this morning in the pre-market, but I was watching a few different stocks around 4 a.m. The first one was OCGN, and I mistakenly marked out the high of the previous session over here, which was from earlier in the aftermarket, but right before the aftermarket closed, it actually made a high of about 880, and then it broke through that high at 4 a.m. So that's my criteria to look for a trade after a pullback. But this pulled back past that previous high of 880. So once that happens, then I consider it weak. And I don't care what happens afterwards. It's broken through that previous high, so I'm not interested anymore. And even broke through this high. So I think at that point, especially once it breaks the bottom of this candle, it's over. At least according to my criteria, it's over. So I'm back on the top gainers screener, organized by volume, looking for the next stock. Has to be top 3 volume and low float. LAIX looked like it might get into the top 3, so I took a look at it just in case it did. So I already knew what I was getting into, and just want to show you what told me to stay away. Is that the fact that it made a high of 1165 on Friday, and now it's trading around 560. So that's a lot of selling pressure. So even if it did hit the top 3, I wouldn't be into it. All right, and then JG was kind of the same story. It had a high of like 1287, and it was trading around $7 this morning, so that's no good. And then VISL was on its way to the top 3. And it actually was the best setup out of all of those because of the of this just kind of continuing high. There wasn't or continuing upward trend. There wasn't really much selling pressure from earlier. No bag holders. So the only thing was I kind of missed the entry here, which would have been on this candle, because here's the pullback, and then the first candle to make a new high is right here, and that would have, my ideal entry would have been 471. So the only way I could get back into this now is if it hits 471 without hitting where my stop would have been if I got that entry, and without hitting my profit target. So what I did was I put a limit order to buy 10% of my buying power at 471, which is the ideal entry. And I mark out my stop loss here, which is based on the candle that I wanted to get in on. And then I'm using my 2-hour calculator to figure out the profit target. So the profit target's 505, so I can keep that order out there because it's not hit the profit target yet or the stop loss. So then it comes down, it fills me. Then it looks like it's going to stop me out right away, but it bounced right off of the 455 level. I also have the screener open on my laptop, so I pulled up SXTC because it wasn't in the top 3 now. I was watching it for an entry. So I just keep toggling back and forth between these two stocks. Right now this looks like it's going to stop me out. If I see 454, I have to get out. That was my stop loss. There's 454. I hit my sell all, and I get filled at 453. Not bad. Just 1 cent slippage. At 11 shares, it's 11 cents. And then this actually would have been my entry here, which I missed. and then this one hit my stop loss where, like if I would have entered there, that would have been my stop. So, and this one also looked funny because all this volume came in here on this candle, and then there was really next to nothing afterwards. So it looked kind of like a classic pump and dump setup. So after combining that with the fact that my ideal entry would have hit my stop loss, was enough for me to stay away. Plus, I don't like trading the stocks when they're right around $1, and that's where it was. So then my plan says that I can take up to 3 trades a day from between 4 and 4:30 a.m. as long as the stocks meet my criteria, and none of these other stocks did. And so now I'm just waiting for other stocks to pop up in those top 3 volume spots, and nothing did that met my criteria. I restarted Webull a couple of times just to make sure the list was correct. And that was it. So today was just a day to exercise discipline. I only took 1 trade. It was a failed trade. I lost $2. Not a big deal. I could easily, make twice that on the next trade because I always stop out at 1R and I take profit at 2R. So that's it for me for today. Basically, what this amounts to is me saving capital for when those easy 2R trades come, because they are coming, guaranteed. So see you in the next video. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Sorry, I'm whispering. It's very early in the morning. See you in the next video. Take care. Always take your stop losses and honor your profit targets no matter what.